What if I told you that the fastest way to get, well, seriously wealthy, maybe even becoming a millionaire in just a month? What if it wasn't about the stock market or, the perfect business idea?
Or grinding away, putting in crazy hours.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What if the key wasn't out there somewhere, but it was actually already inside you?
Mm.
Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're jumping into some really fascinating material that you shared with us. It's a perspective that's pretty radical, maybe even hard to believe, about reality manifestation.
It's specifically wealth, right?
Specifically wealth, yeah.
Yeah.
How to get what you truly desire.
Okay.
So, our mission today, let's try and cut through the noise. We want to unpack the main idea here, the bold how-to part, and what this could actually mean. It really challenges, well, pretty much everything we think we know about effort and success.
It definitely does. It's counterintuitive stuff.
Okay, let's unpack this. So the whole thing starts with this idea, this premise that sounds simple, maybe too simple. Imagination is reality.
Right. Not just like a nice tool for daydreaming.
No. It's positioned as the fundamental creative power, the engine.
And that's where it really diverges, doesn't it, from how we usually think. These writings, they don't just suggest imagination is powerful. They state it is the operant force, period.
The only one.
Seems so. They say the moment you truly accept that your imagination shapes your world, that's when everything changes. They even call it the God within, the power that actually does the creating. It's not some external thing you appeal to.
It is you.
It is you, your own wonderful human imagination.
Okay. So building on that, this is where it gets, well, kind of astonishing. The sources make this huge claim. Becoming a millionaire, maybe even in just 1 month, is possible.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the kicker, not through all the external stuff, the hustle, finding the right contacts,
Nope.
but purely through an internal shift, an alignment inside yourself.
And the method. It sounds almost too simple, but it's profound. You just assume the feeling.
The feeling of the wish fulfilled.
Exactly. That's the creative act. You step into that state, feel what it's like to already have it, the relief, the joy, the security, whatever it is for you.
Okay, but here's the part I found really counterintuitive.
Mm-hmm.
They say, do not worry about how it's going to happen.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Asking how. They call it the fatal error. Why? Why is that so bad?
Well, from this viewpoint, the how, they call it the bridge of incidents, that's not your department.
Not my job.
Not your conscious mind's job, anyway. It belongs to that deeper power, the imagination itself. Reality rearranging itself to match your inner state. Trying to figure it out logically.
It's like getting in the way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It signals doubt, lack of trust. Your only task, according to this, is to accept the end result. Assume it's done, feel it as real now.
Which brings us to another core idea. The outside world. What you see around you. It's just a mirror.
A reflection,
Your
yeah.
bank balance, your job situation, whatever your senses are telling you right now. They call these shadows.
Yeah.
Shadows of past assumptions.
Or echoes of the old man. It's just reflecting what you used to assume what you're being. It's lagging behind your current creative act, potentially.
So it's not showing you reality, it's showing you history.
In a way, yes. It's reflecting the past state you impressed upon it. That's why the shift has to be internal first. The world mirror reflects what you are being, not necessarily what you want from a place of lack.
Okay, so saying I want to be a millionaire actually reinforces the not having it.
Precisely. It comes from the state of lack. But declaring internally, I am a millionaire, feeling that's the acceptance. That's impressing the new reality onto the mirror.
You're the one choosing what gets reflected.
You're the operant power, as they say, choosing the state.
Okay, but what if the mirror, the outside world, is screaming the opposite? Bills piling up, job insecurity. That's got to be tough.
Oh, absolutely. And that's why persistence is hammered home so hard in these writings.
You have to stick with it.
You have to stick with the feeling, the assumed state, even when everything outside seems to deny it. Even when your own logic, or maybe friends, say you're,
Delusional.
basically, yeah. Mad, as the sources put it sometimes. Because the old reality, it has momentum. It will fight back, seemingly.
It's not just thinking it, it's feeling it. That seems crucial.
Absolutely critical. They say imagination without feeling is sterile, powerless. But fuse it with feeling. That's divine. That's the creative spark. You have to really feel your way into that imagined scene.
So we're not just talking about general positive thinking here, like, well,
Yeah.
I'll just try and feel good.
No, it's much more specific. It's about generating the authentic feeling that would naturally come with having that specific desire fulfilled, having the wealth in this case.
You're entering a state of consciousness.
That's a great way to put it. A state of consciousness where being wealthy is just normal, present reality. And when you stay in that state consistently, that's when things start to shift externally. According to this material, yes, that persistent state compels the necessary conditions, the right people, the opportunities, the bridge of incidents to appear organically without you consciously forcing anything.
All right, so let's get practical. If that's the principle, how do they suggest we actually do this? What are the techniques for living from the end?
Okay, one big one is thinking from the state, not of it.
Meaning?
Instead of thinking about getting money or worrying about not having it, you imagine moving through your day as someone who is already wealthy. How would you react to things? What thoughts would you have? You're thinking from that perspective.
Got it. Less longing, more being.
Exactly. And make it vivid. Use all your senses in your imagination. Don't just think, I have money.
Like actually hear the ATM dispensing cash or see the bank balance.
Yes, or hear conversations congratulating you. Feel the texture of something you bought. Feel the emotion, the relief, the freedom, the joy. Make it so real inside that it feels more substantial than your current physical reality.
Sounds intense.
It's about immersion, and daily practice is key. They suggest assuming the feeling right when you wake up. Start the day in that state.
And what about during the day, if things go wrong?
Ah, yes. Revision. Before sleep, they recommend mentally replaying any part of the day that didn't match your desired state.
Like if you got a worrying bill.
Yeah. You replay that scene in your mind, but you revise it. Change it to how it would have happened if you were already wealthy and secure. Maybe you looked at the bill and felt totally calm knowing it was covered. You experienced the revised version emotionally.
Rewriting the past, almost, to reinforce the desired present.
Kind of. It impresses the desired state more deeply, and repetition is vital. Doing this daily, consistently.
That impresses the subconscious.
That's the idea. Once your subconscious accepts this new state as fact, the outer world, well, it has to follow suit. It must conform.
And watching your inner talk.
Oh, hugely important. That constant chatter in your head, it needs to align, not just repeating empty phrases, but cultivating inner conversations that genuinely feel true to the state of wealth. Money flows easily to me. There's always more than enough, said with conviction.
Your internal dialogue is constantly creative.
Constantly. And they also say, make it fun. Make imagination a delight, not a chore. Helps loosen the grip of the old reality.
Do they give examples of this actually working?
Right.
Because it sounds, well, out there.
They do provide some compelling anecdotes. There's one about a man who was like literally down to his last dollar, desperate.
Right.
He started applying these principles, really immersed himself in the feeling of wealth. Imagine handling large sums of money, giving it away, did nothing physical to get money, and then, boom, an old investment he'd totally forgotten about suddenly matured. Made him a millionaire, just like that, seemingly out of nowhere.
Wow, okay. Any others?
There's another one, a woman. She diligently practiced feeling abundant and free, had no plans to play the lottery, wasn't her thing. But she got this sudden, strong urge to buy one specific ticket from a specific place. She followed the hunch, bought it,
Let me guess.
won 6 figures.
Get out.
Yeah, and these are presented as examples of that bridge of incidents appearing after the interstate was established and persisted in. The key point they stress is these people didn't make it happen through external actions.
The work was all internal.
All internal, aligning consciousness.
But what about doubt? Fear, that feeling of, this is crazy, it's not working. Everyone must feel that sometimes.
For sure, and the advice isn't to fight the doubt head on. That just gives it energy.
So what do you do?
You starve it. Starve the doubt by feasting on the assumption of the wish fulfilled. Just immediately pivot back. Return to the feeling of already having it. Dwell there.
Let it out with the desired feeling.
Exactly. And look for the little signs. Maybe someone offers help unexpectedly, or an idea pops into your head, or people just seem nicer, more cooperative.
Don't dismiss those as coincidence.
No. The sources say that's evidence your assumption is taking root. The bridge is forming. You should water it with faith. Let those little things strengthen your conviction.
And if the big win, the $1 million, doesn't show up right away?
Patience. Persistence. It doesn't mean it failed. It just means the shadow, the outer world, is still catching up to your new inner reality. Your job hasn't changed.
Keep dwelling in the state of already having it.
Keep dwelling. That's your only real task.
Okay, so let's boil this down. What's the absolute core message here?
It's pretty radical, isn't it? It's fundamentally about your own power. You are not a victim of circumstances. You are the creator, the master of your reality through your imagination.
Imagination plus feeling plus persistence.
Equals your outer world conforming. That's the formula presented. Assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled, stick with it, and reality has to reshape itself around that inner state.
It really is a challenge, though. It asks, are you brave enough to believe this? To persist when things look bleak? To really put on that new man of wealth, even when the old man of lack is yelling in your ear?
And they're very clear this isn't wishful thinking or luck. They describe it as a law. Immutable, precise, like gravity almost. It just responds to your state of consciousness.
So the wealth isn't out there waiting for you to find it.
It's waiting for you, for your consciousness to align with its frequency.
The metaphor they use is powerful. You're not waiting on money. Money is waiting on you.
Right. You're not trying to wrestle reality into shape. You're just allowing it to become what you've already accepted inside. It completely flips the script.
It really does. So maybe the final thought for everyone listening is this. If your outer world truly is just that mirror, what reality are you reflecting right now?
And maybe more importantly, what reality are you ready, truly ready to dare to assume, starting today?